Hey, it's time for another Why You Know review, where I go over a bunch of records that I didn't get a chance to formally review over the past month, and I'm talking about them in brief here. Now, if you caught the last Why You Know review, you're aware that we have undergone a bit of a format change here in this segment. On my Twitter page, I have been uploading these very short green screen videos where I kind of give these, really brief thoughts or one-liners on new records that I've been listening to, and now this segment has kind of turned into a compilation of these videos. If you want to catch these videos in more of an up-to-date fashion, like when I actually drop them, follow me on Twitter, @TheNeedleDrop. But you can always ensure that I'm going to take all of them that I have made over the past month and place them into this segment. So just keep your heads up for it at the end or at the start of each month when I am usually likely to drop these sorts of videos. Yes, and we're also going to be doing title cards before each video so you are fully aware of which artist, which album I'm talking about. Cool? Cool. All right, let's get into it.
DZDX plus 11x 2 9s divided DZDX y over x multiplication
These guys are one of the best metal bands out of Australia right now and essential in the metal scene down there. And if you're into metal music that's super kind of, cleanly produced, melodic, triumphant, sort of sounds like the perfect soundtrack to Vikings, raping and pillaging across Europe, then give this thing a listen, because that's just the mood it gives off. This is one of those moments in music where there is an age limit to what you're listening to, and I am past it. Probably also not a very good thing to listen to this and have a mustache too. That's probably creepy. It's not that it's bad, it's just that nothing about this album stands out to me. From a technical standpoint, there's some solid stuff here, from the flows to the production, but the guy just sounds like an amalgamation of all of his conscious contemporaries, doing very thoughtful, jazzy, sort of left field, but not so left field it's actually experimental or adventurous hip-hop. It's just merely okay. In 10 years, we're not going to be talking about this Saba album. Not unless he actually comes through with something really ambitious with his next project. Fuck yes! Fuck yes! Fuck yes! Hell yeah! Fuck yeah! Last year, I was so excited for the pop group to make their return, come through with this fantastic comeback record titled Citizen Zombie that I gave a very positive review. But now with this latest record over here, the vocal performances are less wild, the instrumentation is less wild, there are more sort of electronic-infused tracks on this LP, which were some of my least favorite on Citizen Zombie. It just feels way more stiff, controlled, and measured. Not as invigorating or as gratifying. Yeah, unfortunately. Ugh. Some things really just should stay on the cutting room floor and just not move from that space. They stay there. They don't go onto an album. They don't go onto a mixtape. They just stay there. I guess it's not as rough as listening to Young Lean try to make rap music, but for whatever reason, a lot of the same problems still carry over. It's not really that exciting. It's not really that visceral. It's really sort of, navel-gazing and indulging in its own...
Or to put it bluntly, Ice Age if they couldn't write a song.
Your favorite cartoony, eccentric rapper, producer, and singer is back with a new project. It's an EP that came out around my birthday. I totally missed it, just slipped through the cracks for some reason. But this thing is colorful, it's vast, it's nocturnal, it's eerie, totally different vibe from his last EP, which was like a bunch of almost story songs about a pirate rapper guy. On this one, it's not so much about the singing and the rapping, it's really the sort of dense, dark, and very intricate production that kind of steals the show, although I do find it to be a little cluttered a lot of the time, which really works against it. But still, this is a pretty interesting EP, and I look forward to seeing what this guy does deeper into the future. I thought I was gonna completely hate this thing, but it's actually not bad. I'd give it to Joe Jonas on this thing. Sure, maybe it's a little too boyish and a little too clean and top 40, but there are some sharp hooks on this thing, some good guitar licks, and the beats do just not let up. That was inappropriate. I'm sorry. Don't you need a sense of humor to start a joke band? Come on, guys. It's FKA Twigs for normies. Come on. This new Flume EP, it's bright, it's colorful, it's textured, and a lot of it is pretty beautiful. A couple of his best tracks on this thing too, definitely the song V. You know, it's too short to kind of make a fuss over, but this EP for me is like that alternative electronic music route that I've always wanted Flume to go down, that he's always hinted toward, but he always just sort of compromises it in order to sort of put forward some kind of sound, aesthetic, production style that would appeal more to like an EDM audience or something. The most obvious attempt at doing that on this EP is Heater, but even that track isn't that bad. It sounds like a cool fusion of old M83 and like some wonky music with its stuttering kick drums. I hope he can keep up this consistency on his next project and continues to drop music that is not only interesting, but is also pretty sweet to the ear and accessible as well. A good EP, give it a shot. Conceptually, I wouldn't say it's anything entirely new, but what makes Tanya's approach to experimental rock different are her talents as a throat singer, topping these tracks with some of the weirdest vocal contortions I've ever heard. Some of which are outright annoying, others turn into like a total fucking nightmare in a good way, like I'm like blown away by how dark and disturbing it is. It's intriguing to say the least, and shout out to Shad for the rap verse on this record. There is a legit rap song in the middle of this thing I did not see coming, but there's not much about this record I saw coming, so there you go. Hey, it's dance music. You know, dance music make me want to dance all the way over to the stereo to turn it off. Yo, kids, are you ready for some success leftovers? Fuck yeah, I'm ready for some success leftovers, bitch. Seriously, it's pretty good. If you're into post-hardcore, if you're into noise rock, definitely check this EP out, especially if you heard any of Ken Mode's past couple of albums. You're gonna dig what's here. There are a couple like non-album tracks. There are some demo tracks on here too. It's worth trying out if you're into hard, heavy, punky, very wordy rock music. K, you're the best. Bye-bye. There's some pretty cool jittery beats on this thing, some intricate pieces of production, and I think the subtle Kanye influences that turn up here and there are pretty interesting as well. But is there a reason the lyrics are so terrible on this thing? How are the lyrics this bad? I would die if you would dye your hair 30,000 times over and over and no. Yeah, it's kind of one-dimensional, but it's still some really like brick in your fucking face punk music with kind of a metallic edge to it. And it's free. Can't go wrong with free. This is metal if you really like your metal to be like a Rubik's Cube of doom, and the more that you play with it, the more you suffer, and the more depressed you get, and the more it just weighs down on your soul and rips it apart into a million pieces.
I don't even have a joke here. That's just literally how listening to this album makes me feel.
There was a time in the 2000s when most of us couldn't wait for this kind of metalcore to die. And now that this band is just so brazenly bringing it back and just rejecting any type of progression or evolution, just really sticking to this whole beat down hardcore formula and not changing at all. It's almost ballsy. It's not anything new, but they're playing it with a lot of fucking heart, and I admire that. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Why You Know review. Yeah, cool. I hope everyone's doing well. Leave a comment and let me know if you like the direction that the segment has been moving in recently. And follow me again over on Twitter @TheNeedleDrop. Now, all sorts of links next to my head, the Why You Know Review playlist, probably some other cool video that you should check out as well, subscription link, and the website. And have a nice one, guys. Believe in yourselves and drink your orange juice. Bull.